Hey yo, what's poppin', swag dads? What's poppin', Shaquille Bro-Neal? It's your boy here, back at you again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about cars versus motorcycles, which is fitting because I'm not in a motorcycle, I'm in a car. The reason I'm in a car is because I can't be on my motorcycle. Because I'm in a different town, I can't ride my motorcycle. But if I had my motorcycle with me, I assure you, I would be on that instead of in this stupid car. No, I'm grateful that I can drive this car. It's not my car. This is my stepdad's car, and I'm borrowing it to go to the gym, which I'm in the parking lot of. And I figured, since I won't get many opportunities to be in a quiet area where I can film a video, now is the perfect time. So today we're going to be talking about, as you know, obviously, cars versus motorcycles. And spoiler alert, motorcycles are far superior. They're better, obviously. But there are pros and cons to both. Why? I think the video is rather not cars versus motorcycles, but why are motorcycles better? What makes motorcycle the superior choice over cars? And I'm gonna go over that with you. So there's a bunch of things, but I think the most obvious thing when it comes to cars versus motorcycles of why you would prefer a motorcycle over a car is it's more fun. Simply as that. And that's one thing that I think car people and old people don't understand, is that it's mostly just about having fun. Maybe they do understand it, but they don't understand how awesome that is, because that's the biggest thing that they'll always bring up how dangerous it is and everything. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but it's fun. And I don't like the expression, I'm here to have a good time, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't like that expression, because I want to have a long time. I'd like to have a long time here on earth. I'd like to live for a I'd like to live a full life. But I also want to enjoy that full life to the fullest extent possible. And I think taking risks is a part of that. Now, so I think that's the biggest thing with, I got a text and I didn't want to not respond and then get a phone call in the middle of the video, and that would have been annoying. So obviously having fun is a priority. That's why you would choose a motorcycle over any other over other types of vehicles. But there's other more practical reasons that there's practical reasons towards owning a motorcycle, because it's not all just about having fun. There's a lot of really economical reasons, per se. For instance, price is a big thing on motorcycles. Generally, a fix on a motorcycle or just general maintenance and stuff that you have to pay for on a motorcycle is going to be 4 times cheaper than it's going to be 25% of your cost than it would be on a car. My motorcycle gets a little less than 60 miles to the gallon for gas. So, and I think I have about like 2.5 gallons to fill up, and usually I don't wait till it's empty. So when I fill up, it usually costs me somewhere like $6, $7 maybe $8. $8 is like the most I've ever spent on a tank to fill it up. It's cheap. It's really cheap. And $8 was like at an expensive gas place. So I most of the time though, 90% of the time, is $6 and less, and you're good for a while. I do not have a problem with fuel economy on my motorcycle, and that's the biggest thing. Gas is so cheap for a motorcycle. Now you can definitely be a little bit crazy with the throttle and make that gas go a little bit quicker, but it's still going to be better than any car. Unless you're driving a Prius, in which case then you'll probably have better gas mileage with your Prius. But that is so lame. Why would you want to drive a Prius when you can get the same fuel economy and look like a bad A? I don't say bad other word because I love Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyways, and there's also stuff like tire changes. If you look on, like I went on Revzilla.com and I was looking at tires, and if you look at the cost for just a set of tires, they're like, the average price is somewhere between like $160 and $190 for a full set of tires, 2 tires. Granted, it's less than a car, but you get all of your tires switched out for, you know, if you want to go cheap, $160. That's really not bad. I don't know what used tires will run you for, because I know some people get used tires on their car, but you really don't even need to get used tires on your motorcycle. Now, granted, obviously, you're probably going to be changing, if you're going fast and you have a sport bike, you might be changing your tires a little bit more, especially if you're doing wheelies and stuff. If you're letting the throttle a little bit crazily and you know, lifting the front wheel a little bit, then you're probably going to wear out your back tire a little bit faster, and you may have to change it out more. But if you ride reasonably, if you ride, you know, just for, you know, commute, your tires are going to be, you know, they're going to last you a while, and they're going to be very cheap to replace. So that's not a big issue. Oil changes, I think they're cheaper than cars. I don't actually know the price. I can't tell you about that. You got that, and also, what am I thinking? Just general, man, I think that's actually about it. Those are your main insurance. There's the other thing. Insurance is stupid cheap. If you're not in the main threat zones, you know, of insurance, like you're high risk. If you're not high risk, which means basically a male teenager or a 60-year-old and up, you know, if you're not a senior citizen or a teenager, which funnily enough, I'm a teenager and my dad is like 62, 61. So we're both in high risk, and so our insurance is a little more expensive, but it's still cheaper. Like if I got car insurance, it would cost me double what it cost for me to get motorcycle insurance, because motorcycle insurance is very cheap. For our moped, when we had a little 80cc Honda moped, I think my dad paid maybe $60 a year. Or that was a while ago, but I think he paid like $60 a year for insurance for that little bike. That's really good, and it's not a problem at all. That's phenomenal prices. And so if you're really strapped for money, like a little Honda moped, you know, that was extremely good gas mileage. It's not exactly fast. I think its top speed was like 45 miles an hour, but it was a fun little bike. It was fun. That was a fun thing, and you'd enjoy it. And so it's really just economical. But, you know, those are your basic, that's a lot of your, most of your pros, reasonable pros at least, for a motorcycle over a car is it just makes more sense financially. And for me, I wanted a car initially because I never thought about having a street bike. And I was realizing it was too expensive. I couldn't afford it, and I needed a vehicle sooner rather than later. So I just said, I cut my losses and said, you know what? I've never thought about getting a street bike. I've always just ridden dirt bikes. I never really considered actually riding motorcycles on the road. And I said, why not? That'd be fun. That'd be awesome. It's just something that just never came into my mind. And I was like, that's stupid that I didn't immediately want that. I think the reason was just because I didn't think my parents would ever go for it. But I think if you present it to them in the correct fashion, whichever that is, you'll find it's not as hard. Now, it might be impossible for certain parents, and actually probably is. I think I'm just extremely lucky. I'm blessed that my parents are, I want to say, dumb enough to let me, because really, it's dangerous, but it's fun, you know. And then you're gonna go. I'm gonna get back on topic to your pros with a car. Your car is gonna be safer. It is going to be so much safer than riding a motorcycle. It's just plain and simple. There's no arguing with it. I think some of the I was actually going to make a video of the statistics of safety on motorcycle, or the statistics of danger or whatever on motorcycles, and they are a little overblown. People do exaggerate a little bit, and some of the statistics are a little misleading. I'm no expert, but it would be lying if I didn't say that they weren't dangerous. They're very much more dangerous than a car, but that's what's fun about them, you know. But for a car, it's definitely going to be safer. And for an inexperienced driver, someone who's not, you know, confident in traffic, a car is probably going to make more sense. You know, you're going to want to drive a Cage. and I use that as a term to make fun of drivers, but it's a safety cage pretty much. And you know, they're gonna be probably, they're easier to handle, much more comfortable. You can listen to music, you can have air conditioning. If it's a hot day, you're not gonna have to deal with the elements, and that's an actual consideration. Now on a motorcycle, you're in the elements, you know, it's not something you can actually avoid, and so it's just to balance off. What do you want? I'm gonna say that a motorcycle is better if you're willing to endure the elements and you want to enjoy life, if you want to have a fun time and honestly save money, because it is cheaper. Now you can go crazy, you can really spend a lot of money riding motorcycles if you let yourself, but if you get a cheap, you know, decently priced bike. I think my bike, we got a deal on it at the dealership, brand new. It was a 2017 Versys X300. We got it for like $4,500, which was a good price. It was a good price for the bike. That's nice. It was a nice bike, but we could have gone cheaper. I was initially going to get a used Ninja 300 or a 250 if I really couldn't find a 300, although I had some 300s. I was also thinking of CBR 300s and stuff. I was really pretty set on a sport bike for a while, but I think going with an adventure touring bike was a good decision. But nonetheless, I'm happy I got a motorcycle over a car, very much. Because it's just a whole different experience. You really can't not pay attention on a motorcycle. Really, it's out of necessity, but that forced necessity makes it exciting. You feel like you're living, and when you're going fast, and sometimes, you know, you stand up on the pegs and let the wind hit your chest, it's exhilarating. It's awesome, man. It's cool, and I love it, and I don't think I'd trade anything in the world for it. Maybe a Lambo. Maybe I'd trade a Lambo, and then I'd sell the Lambo, and I'd buy some, what's that one sport bike company that I like? Crap. I don't remember the name. There's this one motorcycle that I really like. It's a forkless motorcycle. Aprilia that's not the forkless motorcycle, but the other, I'd probably buy a couple, I'd buy like an Aprilia motorcycle, because those are really neat. But there's also another motorcycle that is forkless, and it's hovering, and it has like a weird frame. It was really cool looking though. It's a sport bike, and I'd like one of those. So I'd probably sell a Lambo and get that. I might make a video about that, like motorcycles I'd want to get if I had a stupid amount of money. You know, 10 motorcycles, 7 motorcycles I'd buy if I had stupid money and I didn't know what to do with it. My dream motorcycles, that'd be cool. But anyways, that's been the video. It's a little all over the place because I'm really doing all this on the spot. But yeah, really, your motorcycle, it's comfort over fun. Do you want to be safe? Do you want to have, you want to be safe and live a boring life where you're just, you're technically making it to work, and it's just, you're just sitting on your butt and you're enjoying safety. That's fine, I guess. And some of your fast cars, you get to go up with the speed, but it's just a cage. It's a cage, and it's not as exciting. You don't get the exhilaration of leaning into turns and stuff. So, do you want to have that safe life, or do you want to have that fun life? You know what I mean? And I think you can manage to live a little bit safely on a motorcycle, but you have to be reasonable. You have to take risks that you know that you're actually capable. You have the skill set to take. Don't do stuff. They taught about this at the motorcycle class, that an experienced rider will take risks that he can handle. He knows that his skill level matches his risk level. They're at the same level. He won't go past. He won't. If his skill is here, he's not going to bring his risk down to here. His risk should be here and back. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things I really enjoyed, the idea that that taking risk was a fundamental part of riding motorcycles. Because in the car class, it was all about eliminate all risk. You want no risk. Risk is dangerous. Risk. The class, they were like, you're going to take a risk. And that's what makes it fun. Take the risk that you know that you're capable. You have to be reasonable with yourself. Take the risk you're honestly capable of being able to handle, and be honest with yourself and don't go past that risk level. So, you know, it's just what you're willing to deal with. Anyways, this is taken video. This video is taken way too long. I might try to edit it down. I probably won't though, but I have nothing to do other than go into that gym and get swole, hombres. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. I enjoyed sitting on my butt in this stupid car cage. Have a good one. This has been Psycho Writer. Check out my other channel, Psycho Monkey 44. I post comedy videos and stuff. They're pretty swaggin'. They're pretty dope, pretty awesome, and they actually have editing unlike this basically vlogging channel. It's just a motorcycle vlogging channel is pretty much it, except I'm not talking about stuff I'm doing. I might do that if I like, I don't know, go to a motorcycle track one day. I'll record myself going and I'll like talk about it. But mostly this is just going to be like answering questions that I've had or stuff just I think is interesting to talk about motorcycles. Sorry for the inconsistency recently. I've explained that, you know, I'm out of town. So anyways, I need to wrap this video up. Like, subscribe, do all that business, because you're a businessman and you got places to be. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good one. Peace out, America.